What up, gang? This video is gonna be kind of like a part two alternative take on the video I just did, which is about like kind of what I learned from my experiences at NAMM. This one's gonna be for those of you who are interested in going, um, maybe haven't gone, um, or are just interested in about what this year's one is like. Um, so yeah, without further ado, to get into it. Um, okay, so I mean, I don't think the format really changed this year. Again, most of the main convention hall was pretty much similar companies from the time I went, which was in the 2019, I think. Um, Orange Amps had a big presence. Fender had its own huge room. Yamaha had its own huge room. So one difference actually. So yeah. That being said, one difference I actually can tell you guys is that this year I noticed a lot of Chinese manufacturers for a lot of different stuff at NAMM. And I don't know if that's necessarily bad or good. It is just different. There is probably more Chinese manufacturers than any other single. I'm sorry, I'm struggling to what I can say. Is essentially like, you know how Yamaha makes a bunch of different stuff? That there were certain Chinese companies that were there that you saw with a booth in the violin place, and then you saw them with a booth in the other place, and you saw them with a booth in the other place, and you're like, do you guys do everything? Kind of. Like, I feel like the Asian manufacturing is kind of like, let's make things cheap and let's make them really accessible. So yeah, that's one thing I noticed. But yeah, other than that, the drum section sounded like horrible noise. Very chaotic in there. The live shows on the main stage and like scattered throughout. I thought those were really cool. Not necessarily the big name artists, but quality acts that, just walking by you just made you smile. Mostly covers. Um, and yeah, let's see, what else can I talk about? The food at NAMM was not great. It was, pricey, and I paid $14 for a German hot dog with sauerkraut, and it was like probably a 5 out of 10. I did funny story, like I was when we were standing in line for the food trucks, we did get to talk to the touring keyboardist, one of the keyboardists for Toto. And I was just listening to Toto on the way down. So it was funny. It was just like it's such a little small world at NAMM. Anyways, yeah, so that being said, if you do go and you're not a part of the the show, like one of the booths, or you're not there on actual business, you can definitely come. I came as a student, so I got a discount, and my goal was to talk to these people in mostly pro audio and get to know their sides of the story and their companies. But I think you can definitely come with your family and just literally play with instruments and be a part of the giveaways, get beer and food, and have a blast and listen to live music all day. There are multiple different stages uh, for people to perform at, scattered around. And yeah, I feel like, going there, you can tell the crowds are definitely music people, because you got the weird looking people, you got the drippy looking people, you got the people who look very seasoned and they're all tatted and they have like, weird haircuts, and they look very core musician, whether it's punk or reggae or hip hop or EDM. It's very drippy over there. There's a lot of musicians, um, and actually, there's a lot of businessmen just over there, just in suits, just walking around, stern faced, like they got money on their mind, and um, there's a reason there's a lot of private meeting rooms that are available at NAMM. Um, but yeah, there's businessmen, there's retailers, and there are deals being made there, um, which kind of dictate what gear will show up at your local music store this next year. What you know, there are people from studios and um, like everything from your mom and pop stores to like nationwide stores like Sweetwater or Amazon distributors that are there to check out what's new, the new releases, and you know literally talk face to face with the owners of these companies, so that when they commune or when they talk to each other online, they have more of that repertoire and they're able to negotiate better. But yeah, so I mean, NAMM kind of has something for everyone. There, I did see a lot of families there, which were nice. There was some relaxing kind of stuff going on, like drum circles and ukulele circles. And I was like, at the time, I was like, kind of judging, because I was like, you're really gonna go here and just learn how to play three chords on a ukulele when there's so much. But yeah, there's stuff for everyone. There's even a tour bus company that I got to tour one of their tour buses, and that was super interesting. And they kind of have packages, and they tailor these tour experiences for musicians, and that's kind of cool. Um, and yeah, I mean, so kind of there's all kinds of people going there. There's people, there's some people that we met that flew in from Arizona. There's obviously people from all over, including other countries. Um, but it was cool to see like other fellow students there, and fellow people that were, just so passionate about whether it's audio or music production or whatever, that are part of the next generation. Because you know there's, although we're a smaller segment of this, you know this crowd that's there is a next generation of people who are just getting out of college, or people who are just starting to make it into this industry, and be there as, interns, or people that are just starting at certain companies. Anyways, the coolest thing that I saw at NAMM was Shure. In the Pro Audio building, Shure had a claw machine, and you could win SM58, which, for those of you who don't know, it's a microphone that's worth like $100. And every day you can just walk up to the claw machine and play it. And, I went with my friend Ivan. He won a shirt the first time that he played it. The next day we had another friend, Landon from Lion Share Studios. Shout out, Landon. you are just such a visionary, and I learned a lot from you. But anyways, you want a shirt too. So yeah, freaking that was awesome. Having a freaking claw machine was awesome, and they also had a mic engraver, which you can get, something engraved on your SM58, like laser etched or something like that. So that was freaking cool. You can customize your mic there. Um, Another awesome thing, probably the best like guaranteed giveaway, was from Eargasms. I remember first going there, and they were kind of like a new thing back in 2019. These guys deserve how far they've come because their product is phenomenal. There is a huge difference between the clarity of audio that you can hear from these versus, just foam plugs. Um, and yeah, they've been freaking awesome for the longest time. I met their founder back in 2019 and I bought a pair directly from him. And yeah, they're a good investment because and this year they literally just gave away a pair of Eargasms with the NAMM logo on the back. I don't think they've changed their product at all from this one versus the one I bought couple, like 5 years ago. But why change something that is already the chef's kiss? So yeah, the freaking Eargasms probably had the best giveaway. Sure had the best game and the coolest little booth. And yeah, what else can I talk about? Again, I didn't really spend too much time in the main like instrument floor, but yeah, literally guys, if you want to go to NAMM and just play around with instruments all day, it's essentially like a Guitar Center times 100. So yeah, you can, I saw some really funny stuff. I saw a three-headed, three-neck guitar. Yeah, and there's some really cool percussion stuff that I remember. There's some really cool, there, yeah. Sorry, just remembering, again, their formula hasn't changed too much. It's pretty much the same show that it was way back when, in 2019. And yeah, I mean, one thing that I would say is a really cool aspect of the show that I didn't get the first time was the app that they have. They just have a NAMM app, and it really helped me get a scope of the schedule, because there's giveaways and events going on. There's a lot of unmentioned giveaways and events going on that you literally just have to talk to, go up to the booth and talk to them, and low-key just like be respectful and ask them like, hey, do you have any swag that, like, that people who are interested in this company could wear? So yeah, there's a lot of, if you can literally just go for the swag and the ticket price will pay itself, honestly. But yeah, there's that side of things, of the giveaways, and there's also a bunch of giveaways that you have to be at these booths at a certain time, and you could literally win like that Roswell was giving away like a certain mic that was, worth over $1,000. I think it was worth over $1,000. A serious mic that would have been awesome to have. Also, there was another company called Z&H, I think, that was giving away preamps, $500 analog preamps. So and you just had to be at these booths at a certain time for the drawing. And honestly, the drawing was only probably like 50 people deep, so you have a 1 in 50 chance. So that's a pretty good chance. Anyways, just logistically, going if you are going to the show, parking is going to be like $25. So yeah. But other than that, the walk from parking to the convention is like 5 minutes. It's actually really good. And the crowds are not that bad actually. I have a feeling that a lot of other conventions like AnimeCon or some gaming conventions or whatever that are a little more mass appealing, the crowds can probably get a lot worse. But for the NAMM show, it was pretty good. Like I said in a previous video, I attended lectures and I was always able to get a seat. Even for the super popular, like the headliners, I was always able to get a seat. And there was always enough merch to get tote bags for days and like whatever magazines. There's a lot of magazines there that some of them I've heard that they charge for, but yeah. Anyways, in terms of free stuff, I have a separate video of all the swag that I got. I'd probably say, honestly, if I were to buy this stuff, I mean, I got 3 t-shirts, so maybe like $20 each. That's like $60. I paid $75 for my ticket with the student discount. And you know what? Just this Sound Toys bottle opener, I would pay some money for this. And then eargasms, like these are actual, eargasms, which are kind of more special because they have this, but these are like what, $30? So yeah. Anyways, that is kind of my, I guess to wrap up this video, my advice to people that do go all 3 days, because it's freaking fun. Don't plan on eating there because the food is mid and overpriced. On your way there, stop at a diner, because diner food in the morning is it's gonna make your experience way better. Bring a business card, or bring a some sort of bag to hold your business cards that you get from when you're there, because you are literally going to be talking to important people within these companies if that's something you're interested in. And I think lastly, plan to 2 things. Number 1, plan to be tempted to buy certain things, because literally there's so many cool things there. Again, like it's like a Guitar Center, but times 100. And there are a lot of stuff for sale. And then the second piece of advice I'd say is plan your trip, because if you're like a musician and you're intrigued with music, this is kind of like Music Disneyland. And like Disneyland, it is impossible to do everything in one sitting. So plan your trip. I mean, go there high or drunk if you want to. It's going to be a blast. But if you're serious and you have a serious objective, I'd recommend saving the partying for after it's done. Because yeah, you never know who you're going to bump into. I think the first time I went, I saw Stevie Wonder just randomly with his entourage. It's full of notable people, and talk to people. Literally just when you're standing in line, just be like, "Hey, I got a question. What what are you stoked about here at NAMM, or what are you here to see?" And you literally never know. It could be the founder of a certain company that you love, or literally a member of a band that you just listened to, or something like that. So, yeah. And then I guess lastly, I would say, oh, okay, here's one thing. So there are notable speakers, right? Please don't troll them or waste your time, and please don't be disgusting in the lecture, because they usually do a Q&A after, right? So literally CLA and TLA cut their Q&A short, low key, because someone walked up to the mic and asked them like about, like, he said like, "Oh, it's rumored that you guys just have settings on your console and you don't, and you just leave those settings and never touch them." And it's like, dude, what are they supposed to say to that? That's just a stupid ass rumor that implies that they're lazy and they aren't some of the greatest mixing minds ever. And that is stupid. What are you supposed to respond to that? And Tom literally just said cut it, and there was people behind that person. So what is the goal? What was your goal? To just be funny at the anyways, makes, respect these people's time, ask serious questions. And also, there was certain people that I didn't think were doing this on purpose, but they were just coughing and wheezing and just being really gross. In within, we're all seated together, and there's just people who are loud and answering their phones, and yeah, this is a really, really cool special event. So like, what the fuck, like, that's disgusting. And there's people talking too. There's like event coordinators talking over the the person. Okay, yeah. Anyways, not to get too ranty, that's what I have to say. If you're attending these talks, which you definitely should, and you definitely should, shake their hands and take pictures with these speakers, because these guys have worked with your favorite artists, guaranteed. And yeah, okay. Sum it up. This video is already getting 24 minutes long. Food mid, people cool, parking pretty good, and vibes immaculate. Value amazing, outstanding. And yeah, get the app, be respectful, make friends. In summation, I'm not sure if I would go every year. I like to go with a certain, like, if I can go, I would, because it's essentially like a huge playground and you never know who you meet. But I kind of like to go for specific things, and I feel like I got a lot of my questions answered. So I feel like next time, if I do go, I would be mostly, unless I had something specific, I would be mostly going to demo certain products that I don't have access to, like, and kind of pre-shop around, window shop, if you will. The coolest mic the coolest piece of equipment that I heard at the convention was the new WA-8000. I think it's the 8000, which is based off the Sony C8000, I think. Sony C800 and Sony C8000. But it's like a $10,000 mic. And I heard my voice through this, inspiration clone of it. and it was pretty damn good. Best mic I've ever heard my voice through. Anyways, thanks for watching. Go to NAMM, be respectful, and you're probably gonna have a blast. Peace.